Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and I think I'm going insane, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm losing it. God, you know why I think I'm losing it? It's because I feel like as gamers, man, gaming media, gamers, video game companies, expectations are like really low these days. Now, in the last few days, I'm sure you've probably heard of a game known as Baldur's Gate 3, right? Like, ooh, it's been hitting the Steam charts. Hundreds of thousands of people playing it. Actually a really good game. I'm not like the craziest person in CRPGs, but Larian Studios, the people behind it, made some pretty banger games. Divinity Original Sin 2 remains one of my favorite PS4 games. Good PC game. Heck, I even bought it on an iPad not too long ago. Because honestly, if your game is good, I try to financially support you in any way that I can, okay? Because I feel like in the gaming industry, tons of bad companies get over supported, right? Like Call of Duty is coming out with Modern Warfare 3, right? And apparently it's like a DLC. Like they're not even really working on a full game. And I'm wondering why people even care about Modern Warfare 3, considering Modern Warfare 2 remake or remaster or the new Modern Warfare 2. New Coke, a new Pepsi. It's dog shit. Okay, I played through the new Modern Warfare 2. The campaign was decent. The multiplayer was, my first time lasted longer than my love for Modern Warfare 2. Okay, all right. So 28 seconds. All right, that's a new record in Call of Duty history for how to bore a player that fast. And when it comes to a lot of these companies making live service games, I told you guys a week or two ago that I'm kind of done with it, done supporting a lot of these live service crap tier games. And I think a lot of people really are too. But yet the gaming industry chases it because realistically it's if you can get one live service game to do well, you make the revenue of 15 games apparently. So Baldur's Gate 3 comes out. Tons of people are playing it, reviewed super duper well. IGN's man, are developers worried about the expectations? Is this raising the bar? Now, IGN had a pretty decent take if you actually watch their video, read through read through their articles and whatnot, which is kind of rare for it, but generally it kind of boils down to is this really setting the bar? Now, I played through some Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not all the way through it because it's a long game, okay? It's a long, meaty adventure, okay? It's like Red Dead 2, all right? You're not in there. You don't finish this game in 2 days, okay? You finish this game, all right, when it wants you to finish the game, motherfucker. So anyways, I sat down, I played through some Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, you know what? This is a game that's doing well because it just respects you, right? Is that such an insane thing to think about? Wait, hold on a minute. If we don't release the game with $10,000 worth of DLC, gamers are gonna like that? No, you serious? Wait, hold on. If we release a full game on release, we bug test it, and it works, what? It does well? People appreciate that? No way. Wait, we don't put invasive, crappy, online-only DRM? I'm blown away. This game you buy on Steam, it runs without the Steam launcher. Literally no DRM. And gaming companies are like, what about piracy? We put DRM, we put Denuvo, we put all this crap into our game for piracy. This game doesn't have, any DRM. And I'm sure it's been pirated, okay? It's a PC game. Okay, there's a lot of people sailing the seven seas, but it's still sold a shit ton, all right, based on those Steam numbers. More than the entire company ever expected. And while the game is great, it's got a lot of choices, the combat is addictive. I think the graphics look really nice, even though that I'm kind of, splitting my playtime between a high-end gaming computer and the Steam Deck. So sometimes the game looks razor crisp sharp, and the other time it runs at 30 frames. You're kind of a little smeary, but at least I can play it on the toilet, okay? All right, I can play it in the sewer drain next to the crackheads for an hour and a half with the battery life. Okay, it's a great way to get outside the house. So, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, good game. And I think out of the reality of this game is, while it's good, I think it just does well because it's more respectful of the actual gamer, right? Like giving a full game on release. Hell, if you pre-ordered it, everyone got like the digital deluxe bundle. There's no battle passes, no crazy DLCs, no costumes that your DLC locked out of for like $20 before release. I'm looking at you, Capcom. Okay. Oh, we're gonna release Resident Evil 4 remake. Let's also put the original soundtrack behind a $10 paywall. And there are Capcom suckers who defend this shit like, yeah, but the company needs to make its money back. Yeah. Yeah, if they were a little bit more respectful, the reviews would go through the roof. So realistically, Baldur's Gate 3 comes out, and I think the end of the day, it's like, the bar hasn't been raised necessarily. And this is the same thing I've said for things like Elden Ring. I don't think Elden Ring did anything that other open world games didn't do, but it did it respectfully. It gave you a full game on release, right? And people enjoyed it. People liked it. People enjoyed a game that was relatively bug-free, came out for a good, the price was worth it. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2 when it came out, right? I don't think Red Dead 2 necessarily blew away gaming expectations. I mean, compared to its open world, I don't think it was that different from like GTA 5's open world, but it was a game that respected you. For $60, they gave you a great experience, right? Across multiple systems. Amazing. Tears of the Kingdom dropped. I don't think it does anything necessarily that amazing. I don't think that, Nintendo should be trademarking features that existed in fucking Gary's mod, but it respected the player, came out, gave you a full game. And I think a lot of companies have kind of realized, like, oh shit, we're getting upstage. We're looking at you, Ubisoft. We're looking at you, Battle.net. Sorry, not Battle.net, what am I saying? I listed the launcher, sorry. Blizzard. We're looking at a lot of companies right now that are willing to release $60 dog shit, okay? All right, and expect, like, hugs and praises. We get games like Redfall, literal trash, for the same price as we get Baldur's Gate 3. One game respects you, the other one takes a crap on your dead grandmother, okay? Brings her back to life. Zaps her Battlefield 3 style, takes a shit on her chest, right in front of you. So clearly people like Baldur's Gate 3 over the other dog shit that releases. And I think the more successful these games are, the more it should have been apparent that maybe instead of this live service, abuse to video gamers, maybe if we made more games like Baldur's Gate 3, maybe if we made more games like Elden Ring, down in the future, hopefully Starfield is great, man. Like Spider-Man 2 is great. Maybe gaming companies would like to put more time and effort into their titles. I think with gaming, it's like you got to have a mix of respecting the player, but also we have to kind of understand for every Baldur's Gate 3, these games take a long time to come out. And I think I'm kind of okay with the idea of like just waiting for games. The bigger this, well, actually kind of walk that back. I think for games like GTA 6, which I know is coming out, for a lot of like, these big genre-defining games that kind of lay the framework for genres, I think waiting 6 years is an okay time frame. GTA 6, however, has taken a sweet fucking time to release. It's we're going to be celebrating the anniversary at this point for 5 before 6 is even actually announced. And I think having like a game that shows up that's maybe not as big budgeted, but it's a full, respectful game that comes out, every other year, every 2 years, 3 years is great. But I think what gamers have realized is we're not going to keep giving $60 to every Call of Duty, to every Battlefield, to every like game that comes out that wants to be the next live service experience, okay? And yeah, maybe I'm insane for thinking that, but that's pretty much where we're at. But the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit was the gaming console war that's apparently still happening. Like, there's motherfuckers out there that are still like, putting on the PlayStation war paint, the Xbox war paint, and jihading against each other. Issuing fatwas on the internet about their console being superior. Guys, we are 2+ years into this generation, okay? I can tell you on one hand how many games are worth getting for the Xbox Series X, S, the PlayStation 5. As a PlayStation gamer, dude, this generation's been like one of the worst for PlayStation 5. They're talking about releasing the PS5 Pro, the PlayStation 5 Slim. How about we release some fucking games? All right, like every game that's coming out is getting like a PS4 port, so you can't ever get the full experience of next generation. You're always hampered back. Dude, I just heard that Jedi Survivor is getting a PS4 port. How are you going to get that game to run? It ran like a retirement home on the PlayStation 5. How the fuck are you going to get it running on the 4? What are you going to gut like half of the goddamn universe out of it? That's going to be a surprising venture. I mean, why not start porting it to the Switch too? The N-Gage, okay? Life Alert. So, gaming this generation, to see people get up in arms about, like, it's literally the battle of mid, okay? Like, oh, the Xbox is superior to the PlayStation. Ooh, PlayStation kicks Xbox's ass. Dog, I'm playing the Switch more than I'm playing anything else. Okay, you know why? Because at least it's got some games. Occasionally the PlayStation, the Xbox will get, like, the one exclusive game, like Final Fantasy 16 that dropped, and it was a decent Final Fantasy game. I think it's probably one of my top 5 ones. I'm sure I'm going to get, like, beheaded for that take, but I enjoyed it. But it's so far and few between that we actually get something worthwhile this generation. I'm sure that'll change, but this is the only gaming generation where it's like everything is so slow and so unimpressive. When the PS4 dropped, at this moment in time, 2 years into its life cycle, we were getting our dick sucked every month by a banger on that system. Same for the Xbox. Xbox came out of the gate. It's like, oh, Dead Rising 3's here, guys. We got 60,000 enemies on display. Go crazy. So we were blown out of the water. But obviously, this generation, a lot of these games are cross-platform. And even the ones that aren't, like, if I'm looking at the only PS5 game that's, like, truly exclusive, like Demon Souls, I would say Ratchet and Clank, but that got ported to the PC. These games are just remakes, and even if they are remakes, yeah, they look great, but they're not really pushing the boundaries of what these gaming systems can do. That's where we're kind of sitting at. But ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe that I'm gone insane thinking that, maybe if video game companies just treated players respectfully, then they would continue to enjoy the rewards of players feeding their money back to the developers, back to the publishers. I know things probably won't change going into the future because one game is successful and developers suddenly have to worry about, like, oh shit, hopefully our soulless trash, continues to like confuse gamers going forward. No, people don't got $60 every goddamn, like, every other week to burn. So they're going to buy the games that are respectful, not the games that are dog shit. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I'm out.